So a lot of people don't know the Chamber was founded in 1915, so for almost 110 years we have been serving the business community in various aspects. It was a vision of our founders to have a collective voice that would be at the forefront of business in our community, and that's still our mission today, is to serve the business owner, whether you are small or large business, but to help the economic vitality of our community. A business owner might have a concern or something that they're struggling with independently, but when you're part of the chamber, we become your voice as well. There are a large range of events, programs, fundraisers, free programs that we host as a chamber, because our #1 goal is to provide member benefits and to, again, become that collective voice of business in the community. So it could be on a large scale, like our Vision Economic Outlook Conference, or it could be the Business Development Certification Program that we host. It could also be a small business market. So there's going to be something within the chamber that is valuable, no matter the size of your business. We pride ourselves on being able to provide those resources and to be the voice of business in our community, and I think it's something that you can't find anywhere else. My name is Monica Y. Martinez. I am the Executive Director of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce.
Miguel Conchas. I served as President of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce for 35 years.
I'm Memo Lopez Jr. I'm the CEO of Gateway Community Health Center.
My name is Memo Trevino. I'm president of Southern Distributing, and we're a beer and soft drink distributor here in Laredo, Texas, and we've been in business for over 70 years.
My name is A.B. Barrera, and I'm on the board of directors of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce. I've been a chamber volunteer for a little over 20 years.
Laredo Morning Times joined in 1915. The first year of the chamber here, and we're still there.
But the chamber in any community where we serve is very important to us. We definitely have a big presence there. I was lucky enough to serve as chairman last year of the board, and it was a very rewarding experience for me, as it has been for probably the 15 or 16 officers that have been served as chairs.
It's a fantastic experience, really. It is, because you get to meet and work with visionaries. You get to work alongside investors, the leadership of the business sector.
I personally also participate in many other aspects of the Washington's birthday celebration. I actually decorate floats. That's something I've been doing for like 20 years. But IBC supports that. So what better way to do that? And bringing the community together with the kids. If you've ever seen those parades, even during rain, even during cold, the kids are out there, and the family's out in full force. They love it, and we love it. We love doing that for them.
Well, the chamber is always bringing in new customers into town. They're out looking for new business and promote Laredo, and they've involved us, quite a bit too in the past, and still do. We're very active in the community. We always have been. And because the community is always taking care of us, so we are big in donating dinners and 5-course dinners for 20, 30 people. And we've been doing that for years, and people are always asking us for gift cards or donate a little dinner and things like that, and we've rarely ever turned anybody down.
The world is so connected, and at the same time so disconnected because of competition. And competition is good, but I think we have to embrace it in the right way. And I think the United States does a very good job through first NAFTA and then the USMCA deal of bringing our countries together. Canada and Mexico are very important to us. We, like everything else, you should be friends with your neighbors, work well with your neighbors, and I think that's what we did instrumentally well. And IBC was very involved. We were at the table for both NAFTA and USMCA.
The economy of any community really depends on the private sector. It is the business sector that generates money. Money doesn't come from government. Money is created by the business sector.
I was chairman of the Chamber of Commerce in 1992 and 93 when we were looking at NAFTA. NAFTA took effect in 1994, but our job was to go to the DC, a bunch of us, to call on Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison and other legislative leaders to be sure the bill was passed, because we could see the future would be, for Laredo, would quadruple with the passage of NAFTA.
We took that initiative, that was 1993, I believe. That was the first time that we created, a delegation was formed to go to Washington, D.C. to promote passage of NAFTA. And we spent, there was a delegation of about 10 or 12 people representing the chamber. Independent of the city, that was the chamber. And we were up there about 4 or 5 days visiting Congress people and so trying to sell.
Well, believe it or not, at that point, there were some more positive relations with Mexico, and we did a lot of outreach in Mexico. I remember we organized a trip to visit Mexico City and meet with several high dignitaries there about trade with Mexico, increasing trade through Laredo. That was the beginning of NAFTA, and the chamber definitely was very involved in making sure NAFTA passed in the early 90s.
What is amazing about that is that now we look back at NAFTA and we say, wow, it changed really the course of history for this community. But then it was just like an idea, and we kept thinking, it's going to be good for us. Let's do it.
I think I was chair in 2005, and no, it was a pleasure to represent the city of Laredo and the other business owners here. And what we focused on was, balancing our finances, getting those in order, getting our house in order as best we could, but also trying to reach out to more people, not only here in Laredo, but also other cities, San Antonio, Corpus, Houston.
What people don't realize is that the heartbeat of not only this community, but any community is its workforce. And it's in our name, although people still don't know what we do and what we represent. The chamber is not part of a government entity. We're not the city, we're not the county, we don't represent a federal governmental agency. The chamber represents just that. It represents our workforce, the people that work every day. So we represent the workforce, we represent the business community, and in order to do that and protect our workers and the economy, we have a very legitimate stance on being advocates for that entity, for those entities, right? So we are advocates for the business community, and we work hand in hand. We work side by side with our local governmental agencies and our elected officials to ensure that what they're doing, not only at a local level, but at a state and federal level, is going to protect our small businesses, protect our workforce, and help grow our economy. So that's what we stand for. We are advocates for that, we advocate for that, and we travel as far as Washington, D.C. and Mexico City and Guadalajara, Mexico, to ensure that we're building strong partnerships and, again, building those relationships so that we can effectively represent the members that pay us, the members that trust us, and rely that we're going to represent them.
I've been very fortunate to have a staff that was always very supportive, very good people I work with, the different chairmen and different volunteers. I can just rattle off names that made an impact on the chamber, and perhaps it was a small thing that they created during their year, but it helped build a stronger chamber and a stronger community.
I think success is measured in many ways. Some people it may be monetary, some people it may just be peace of mind, or it may be seeing how a business has gone from a small, maybe a little truck or a taco stand to now having a storefront. Or it may be the storefront that started several years ago and now is a larger corporation. So it's dependent on how you measure your success, but you'll notice that our members are very loyal to each other. They will see value in the services that each of them provides.
Being a member of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce, it has opened a lot of doors for us because we get to meet a lot of more of customers that they have themselves, and then they became our customers, over here. We do a lot of donations to local schools, to nonprofit organizations, to other companies. We do help out the community, a lot in that sense.
I think one of the biggest driving forces that we have would probably be how familiar we get with our customers, how we treat every single customer as if they were family. They come in We want to know what you want, and you like just tell it to us how you want it, basically.
Of course, you know, my name is Sandra Mendiola Alanis with Remax Real Estate Services. Laredo, right now, as you know, is the largest port in the Western Hemisphere. What does that mean to the typical business person? It means so much, because people are coming in, they want to buy coffee. They want to go buy a dress, you know, for a date. First of all, I have to say that I'm extremely grateful, honored. I can't think of any other word. I'm just excited. The 5th woman in 108 years to be the chairwoman of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce is big, especially since I've been around the chamber since the 80s.
So I think it's important that Laredo have a locally owned title company, because most of the customers that we have are or have been our neighbors, our friends, friends of friends, family members. And so the Laredo community is very big about trust. And it's important that we support each other and trust each other in this business, especially when we're dealing with so much money.
Title insurance is a necessity. And in dealing with the company that administers and sells the title insurance, it's important to have everything under one roof. You don't want to have to go to more than one place. And when we come to Laredo Title, they have everything that we need. There's absolutely no reason for us to go anywhere else.
Well, the main thing in all of these events that the Chamber organizes is networking. We all get to meet each other, we all get to know what everybody's business is and how they're doing, and that's how we keep in contact. And that's the networking aspect of the Chamber of Commerce is a big deal, because it helps small businesses, large businesses come together with common goals, and making sure that Laredo grows in the right direction, especially when it involves businesses.
Running a business is difficult in any industry, and the challenges in Laredo is primarily the cyclical nature of the economy. The good years and then a couple of bad years, the challenges that all Laredo businesses have faced. But that's really the benefit that the Chamber provides.
Our members typically will describe the types of events and efforts that the Chamber hosts that have made them or have helped them grow connections with other businesses in our community. So for example, you will have an opportunity to sit at the same table with people from various industries, and that may not have been possible if you weren't a member of the Chamber. So I think it holds a value all on its own, just to be part of the best and the biggest business organization in our community. There is no organization like ours.
You know, one of the things that really says, hey, Adrian's leadership is running fast and doing a lot of things. I'm not a doctor, I'm not an engineer, but I was blessed with the ability to be able to connect people, with the ability to be able to speak and influence people, with the ability to be able to have a strong motor that keeps on going. And these type of things are the things that I carry on all the time with me.
My name is Elmo Daniel Lopez. I am the operations administrator for the Laredo Physicians Group.
So the Chamber for me is an opportunity to network with individuals across the spectrum, no matter what industry they're in. I treat it almost like a gym membership. If I don't use it, I lose it.
My name is Priscilla Salinas. I'm the marketing director for Laredo Medical Center. I've been working there for over 20 years. I deal with the marketing and business development aspect of the largest hospital in our community.
I think it's important that we all get involved. I think it's important that we as a community, as a business community, get involved, and that we understand that volunteerism is vital for our community, because when we're underserved in many aspects, the only way to get better is through education, but we can't get all this education in school. A lot of it has to come through citizen to citizen, person to person, business to business. And volunteering is the key to that, is when we get involved with our chambers, when we get involved with these organizations, it allows us to be able to volunteer our time to better the community.
I feel like I have a responsibility as the third Elmo in my family to carry the torch and to continue to give back to the community. One of my greatest memories growing up was when my father won the Cola Blanca Big Buck contest. I remember I was about 5 years old, and there was a line of cars and people in front of my house for miles coming to see my father and you know the accomplishment that he had. And I think the chamber was able to make that possible, because the Cola Blanca Big Buck contest is a chamber event. It's been around for 38 years. And so I think that was my first exposure to the Laredo Chamber of Commerce, and it's stuck with me since then.
The message is to get involved. Stop complaining, take action. That, I think, is the underlying message of it all. If you want to be a part of your community, the chamber allows you to do that. They allow you to stop complaining, take action, and make your voice heard.
So I started with the chamber, I think, more than 30 years ago. I think when you all started, I was working at IBC Bank. I was a teller, and they would get us involved in going out there and volunteering for the Chamber of Commerce. From IBC to the hotel industry to real estate, and now with the medical field, I have volunteered in many different ways. We've done Cola Blanca, we've done Bienvenidos Committee, we've done the Bola Blanca, we've done many different events that I can't remember so far back, but they have been truly gratifying events where you know that you're going to bring people together so they can learn more about who you are, what you're made of, and just seeing people saying thank you for bringing this to us is a great, great accomplishment.
As I continued to grow in my career, I grew as a volunteer for the Chamber. I joined Leadership Laredo to again, acclimate myself with Laredo, but I go back to the relationships because throughout that whole period of volunteering and getting more involved, I made and built relationships. And you know, my motto is, you know, always build relationships that will last a lifetime.
The vision and the mission of the Chamber 100 years ago still hold true today. While the method in which we get there might vary depending on technology and where we are in this given time, it all remains the same. We are here to represent business in our community. We are here to be the collective voice of business in our community. So it doesn't matter if you were volunteering for the Chamber in the early 1920s or if you're doing that now in 2020, 2024, the vision is still the same, and I think that is what our members also see within each other.
The Laredo Chamber of Commerce supports local business, and I think that's crucial, right? Bigger corporations, as I said before, definitely have the support they need, but they lack that local feel. And being part of the Chamber has supported myself as well as other local businesses to keep that kind of local talent here, right? And help us grow and compete with bigger corporations that don't need the brand recognition because they kind of carry it with them. So when we talk about local community, it's kind of like we create our own farmers market of excellent businesses that we do have here in Laredo. We don't always have to go to San Antonio or the Valley to get the kind of business experience and customer care experiences that we should be having and available in our own hometown.
As chairman of the board for the Laredo Chamber of Commerce, you know, we're the voice of business in the community. So really, we're not just learning about or talking about healthcare or about business. We're talking about anything and everything within the business community of Laredo, whether that's trade, whether that's transportation, whether that's healthcare, whether that's retail, oil and gas.
So our business development certification program was the brainchild of our past staff members and our past leadership. In the last 5 to 8 years, that program has really developed into a robust system that has seminars designated to the needs of the small business owner. So it's ever changing and growing, and I think that's just a testament to our ability to adapt to the current needs.
I think being a part of the Chamber of Commerce plays a vital role for new business owners like myself. It has provided options for networking events where we're able to talk to other business owners who are in the same position as us. They provide professional development courses for us as well, which are very helpful. What inspired me to open Premier Monuments of Laredo is my passion for helping others. From the moment they walk in, we always greet them with a smile. We understand that our families are grieving families and they want to be listened to. The challenge that we face is the high demand for monuments. Coming into this business, we didn't know how much a need there was in the local community. So being a business owner is a lot of work, but it's not impossible. I would encourage anybody with a dream to open a business to reach out to their local Chamber of Commerce and make that dream a reality.
I've been volunteering with the Chamber for at least 20 years, and it's been a tremendous journey. Economically, things change and fluctuate, but there is a lot of support from the Chamber. I love to see how we highlight our local businesses here in Laredo, and the Chamber is always there to support.
Yeah, so that's one of the things about nonprofits, and people always say, what do I get from it, right? What do I get from participating or sharing my time or treasure to make that nonprofit organization work? You know, the opportunity to participate with other people helps you become a better leader.
I get excited about nonprofits because we have several hundred nonprofits here. If you close them down, no more, I think we'd vanish. It's so important to the fabric of our community that we address these needs voluntarily. So if you have a passion, and that's the philosophy that IBC has, if you have a passion for a particular nonprofit, get in there, make a difference, become a leader in that nonprofit. It could be the Chamber or it could be Kidney Foundation. You'll also develop as a leader because you made a difference in that nonprofit.
Well, as a young person who's trying to get into a leadership role, the Chamber offers you a lot of opportunity. There's plenty of work to be done. You have to give it time. The Chamber work is not a 8 to 5 job. If you're going to volunteer, you have to be prepared to come in on the weekends, to have activities in the evenings. That's what I would tell a young person who wants to get involved. Make time. You're always busy. You're always busy in your job, in your business. But whether you have a small business, large business, whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur, you need to give time to the Chamber of Commerce.
I started working with the Chamber at a young age, and I did a lot of things for the Chamber. I brought in a lot of money for them because I always worked with charities, and so I'm very proud of her that she followed the same thing that I did, by working with the Chamber and helping Laredo grow. And that's what we're here for, The more we help, the better the community is.
It's an honor to be able to pass this gavel to you because, and Monica knows I'm like this control freak a little bit. And one of the things that used to scare me was all the work that we put in, and then for someone to not be able to take the ball and run with it. But what I've learned this year is that when we pass this to Sandra, we've taken it here, and she's gonna take it even further.
I'm ready to serve you all and ready to make us grow and ready to put Laredo where it needs to be because I love Laredo and I'm going to continue working hard on your behalf.
So we quickly learned that merging forces to help our community grow is really what's going to help us prosper. The Laredo Economic Development Corporation has wonderful initiatives happening just like we do, so partnering with them. The City of Laredo does a lot of great things for our community, but they also realize that they need the support of the private sector. The private sector, private businesses is what moves the economy forward.
I was always raised around my grandfather and my father, who started their hay bale business and a small cattle operation. So I always grew around that agricultural aspect, in which kind of sparked a fuel for me to kind of get into this field. So Capital Farm Credit, like I said, we are specialized lenders who are specialized in providing financing for those agricultural communities, farmers and ranchers. So we know the field, we know what they're going through, so we understand when they're going through tough times. So being able to relate to the borrower and tell them or offer them the solutions that best fit their needs is how we kind of distinguish ourselves from other companies. So Capital Farm Credit here specifically in Laredo has been present since the year 2000. Partnering with the Chamber of Commerce allows us to get our exposure out and let them know that we're here to help.
I think this is a great time to be part of the Chamber where we're finding ourselves merging the two, merging the seasoned business owner who has been in operation in our community for 40, 50 years, while also navigating the challenges that a young entrepreneur might be experiencing, and also just learning from them in general. There are many ways to run a business. There are many ways to end the same way, right?
My name is Pearl Reyes with Paisano Home Builders. I am the Chief of Operations. Since I started working with Paisano, it's a family-owned business, so I was surrounded by family my whole entire life, and I feel that it's such an honor to have been given that opportunity that I can work with my family.
Cuando yo estaba en Nuevo Laredo, mi papá tenía una compañía, entonces yo me fijé en eso de que él era un contratista y yo soñé que venirme a Estados Unidos para tener una compañía constructora como él la tenía en Nuevo Laredo.
De chico siempre digo, tener la necesidad, ¿verdad? Y tienes que buscar a como de lugar trabajando para salir adelante, y eso es siempre desde la niñez. Tratar de trabajar y ganar dinero.
We stayed united, like we're united through thick and thin. We fall and we rise together. We are part of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce, and last year we had the honor of getting the Game Changer Award, which was something very, it was unexpected, but it was truly an honor. It was something that it makes you reflect on everything you've done over the past, 28 years, and it's very touching.
I think it has opened so many doors for us. When you think of a mom and pop shop and a business that you're starting out, and I know veterinary medicine, but I didn't know everything about business. And there were so many kind and wonderful people with Chamber of Commerce that opened doors for me, that helped me.
The Chamber has been extremely helpful with so many things throughout the beginning and up until now. They have unlimited amount of resources there for small business owners. Their marketing campaigns are awesome. They really get your name out there, and the people there are great.
I don't think I will create a legacy. I think our members create the legacy for us. We are only successful because they are experts in their field. We are just here to help them with their mission and their vision for the future of our community. So if you notice, through economic hardships, through global pandemics, through environmental disasters, that the Chamber has remained steadfast. And I think it goes back to the same collective vision of the Chamber being a unified voice for the business community.
So if you were to do it over again and you could
remake your decisions? What are some decisions that you will for sure redo and some decisions that you will probably avoid?
So I think that if I were to relive my life again, I would certainly do the same thing. I would certainly be very happy in the title industry because that just drives me. But I think I would enjoy it more instead of stressing out so much.
So what would I tell my 18-year-old self who's just graduating high school? I would honestly just continue doing what I was doing. I did go to college right after high school, and I think your path will lead you to where you need to be. I was an educator for 6 years, 8 years total, 6 years in the classroom as a teacher, 2 years in administrator. But it's like I tell my families when they come in and they say, Amanda, what would you do before, the monuments? And I say I was an educator, and they're like, why would you? That's a huge change for you. And I say, yes, it is, but I feel that my passion for helping others plays a big role in where I'm at now.
What advice would you give to others who are looking to make the leap from being good to becoming truly great in their marketing and branding endeavors?
First and foremost, look at yourself. I always say before you look out the window, look in the mirror. Look at yourself and look at what you really have to offer. Because if you're not realistic about that, then you're going to be in for a lot of disappointment. And be real about yourself. Because if you're going to offer a service, your knowledge, make sure that it's really there. You're not going to tell people something that you're not, because eventually you'll be discovered. And then follow through. Follow through is very important.
What key advice would you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs, especially those looking to make a difference in the veterinary or pet care industry?
I would say don't give up. I would say it takes time to see your dream fulfilled. And I've been a veterinarian already for 12 years, and it came slowly, but it came. So, you have a vision and you know what you want to give and how you want to do it and provide, and the rest comes into place. I would say that community definitely helps a lot because it's a family here. So even from our technicians to our clients to our animals, everybody is involved in making Laredo Pet Vet grow.
I think if I had the opportunity to talk to myself when I was younger, when I was graduating high school, and give myself advice about things I would do differently, I would tell myself to just live, go with your gut, do what you think is best, right? Look, if I went back then, things probably might be different just because you can't go through an experience and have the exact same experience, right? So maybe if I travel back in time, there might have been a person that I met or a mentor that I had or an experience that I lived through that might have altered the course of something happening to me, right? But the point of what I would tell them to do is go with your gut, right? You have to fall down to get back up. You have to make mistakes to learn. Learn from other people's mistakes, but you're still gonna make your own. You're gonna make your own. And it's not a matter of making the mistakes, it's how do you own up to them, right? How do you take accountability for the consequences that come from making those mistakes? And then how do you learn from them?
What would you consider the 3 character traits that would help you become a successful businessman?
I believe that would be a lot of dedication. A lot of dedication, a lot, responsibility, and putting everything what you can to it, because dreams could happen,